thank everyone for being here today. I'm Jeff Motley, Vice President of Communications for the Speedway, and happy to be here with a guy that called a friend and a buddy for 23 years, and our hometown hero, Kurt Busch. And Kurt, I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Motley. First of all, it's great to see all of you here. NASCAR family, it's my village, and it's just great to be part of everything back and being here in person. You know, 28 years ago, I stood here in this area of the desert, literally, and took a glamour shot with my first race car that I built with my dad and my family. And racing's all I've ever known. You know, my passion, my work ethic, and my persistence has helped me reach all the dreams that a kid could dream of. There's not one reason why, or one person, or one circumstance that has made a stronger difference than another. It's taken everything and everyone. With that said, I know I'm not 100% in my ability to go out and race at the top level of the NASCAR Cup Series. These are the best of the best drivers, and lately I haven't felt my best. The doctors have come to the conclusion that it's best for me to shut it down for this season. And even though I've made solid gains and been working with all the top specialists and the team at Toyota Performance Center, I'm still not 100%, and I'm still not cleared to race. As I continue to focus on my health towards being cleared, I'll be stepping away from full-time NASCAR Cup Series competition in 2023. My long-term health is priority number one, and I don't feel committing at this point to compete for a championship next year is in my best interest or the best interest of the team. You know, I've thoroughly enjoyed working with 2311. This team of wonderful professionals. I appreciate their support and what they've shown me over the last few months. I will continue to work with this group. I want to share my wisdom and knowledge and everything that I've gained with my unofficial PhD in this garage area. It deserves to stay with 2311. We're building something special here, and I look forward to continue to work with Bubba Wallace off the track, as well as Tyler Reddick, who will join the team next year to drive the number 45 Toyota. I'll continue to be a brand ambassador with Monster Energy for my family. Our fraternity and sorority of athletes from around the world are the best of the best. Monster Energy and I have been together for over a decade, conquering the world and lifestyle in a can. Toyota and TRD will remain part of my future as well. They've embraced me like a long-lost brother, and I'm grateful for their support, and we will continue to go places together. To all the NASCAR fans, I can't thank you enough for your support through the journey this year and all the years. Your notes and words of encouragement have meant a lot to me. I've also been blessed throughout my career to race with so many great teams, teammates, and sponsors. All those people I've met along the way have made the journey up to now that much more special. I'm still competitive, passionate, and I want to continue to perform at my core values and to give back to a community that has been my life since I left Las Vegas to pursue a professional racing career over 22 years ago. Next year, my contributions to racing may look a little different, but I'll continue to give my best to this sport. And if I'm cleared, maybe you'll see me at a few select races. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we're going to take a few questions. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Jerry, right here first.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. In coming to this decision, obviously this is not a goodbye, but more of a, looking at your future. How hard was this, and what is your message to the fans out there?
Yeah, again, having the accident on track and then not having a set timeline or a set path for recovery with a concussion, it turns into other things as well with emotions. The timelines seem to have shrunk up as far as what's going to happen next year. Well, it's like, well, I should be better by now, and I haven't been cleared. And so this is more of being unselfish and respecting what has to happen in this industry, and that's to know how to make a team move forward. And I believe in 2311 and everyone here. And for me, I will get back to 100%, I promise. I have a great team of specialists. Toyota Performance Center has been wonderful, and I will keep pushing myself and my health to get back that priority first, and then we can decide about racing afterwards. Tremendous support with the fans, my team, sponsors, in this village. It's heartwarming. So thank you guys.
Bob?
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. I have two. The first would be, do you feel like it was the Pocono wreck solely that caused your concussion, or did you have multiple hits? And then also, you know, lots been made of when drivers start telling NASCAR about potential issues of this car. Do you look at this as just an issue of racing is dangerous and this happened, or are you any more, I guess, angry or bitter that the way this happened?
Again, there's not one moment or one circumstance that has led to this decision. It's a layer of things. And I mean, just to be frank and to smile a little bit, I mean, I've wrecked a lot of shit in my life. Old cars, new cars. And so over the years, things add up. And, you know, different wrecks this year have made it tough in the grind to get back each week to 100%. That was starting to get tough this summer. And then with the accident in Pocono, it's again part of everything that's kind of added up. It's not one circumstance more than the other. And the new car, this next gen car, we have to continue to make it safer. We have to learn from each of the circumstances, whether it's mine, whether it's Chastain's, whether it's Bowman's, whether it's Cody Ware. There's been a ton of hits that we're all learning from and finding the areas that we need to improve. And so this is more of a look out the windshield type moment.
Claire?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, one of my works now, but folks like Denny Hamlin, team owner, and of course Dale Earnhardt Jr. have said, right move, making the announcement and, you know, saying what's wrong with you and doing the right thing. Are there drivers out there that you're cognizant of that have issues, because I've heard that this is a potential, and are not saying something and have had issues like you over the years, but maybe have issues now and are not saying?
You know, I think the community now with the drivers and with the driver council, with the RTA, the ownership side, with NASCAR, and the tracks as well. We're communicating on a level that I've never seen before. It's of the utmost importance to make sure that we're all doing the right things together. And I mean, these hits are tough, but the hits in the past have been tough. And so I just think we just need to keep moving forward with how can we make it all better together. And we can't cry over spilt milk or things that have happened in the past. And so I think guys are coming forward and talking about it. And now we're all communicating at a higher level.
Are you encouraging people to step forward at this point?
I mean, we're all doing a really good job talking with each other and the way that each individual can go to NASCAR. It's an open door policy. And I think we're starting to see some patterns with the data that are easier to focus on now.
Dustin?
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kurt, have a couple. What are the symptoms that are keeping you from being able to be racing at this level, at this point, and the prognosis on getting through that?
Yeah, I was pushing hard the first 3 weeks after the accident, and then with the playoffs starting and not being approved, that emotional week was really tough. The emotions of this are something that I wasn't prepared for. Nobody's prepared for anything like this. But mainly the vestibular movements. So with head movements and torso movements, with my heart rate elevated, that's when things move quick in my peripheral back to right up front. So it'd be like looking in the mirror and then being back towards the windshield and around the competitors, checking the dash, like just things are moving quick and things are slowing down. Things are coming back to me. I just know I'm not at 100%. So the vestibular side is really where I'm focused on with my concussion.
A couple of things is just in normal everyday things. Are there anything that affects you, or everything is normal for you in that sense, other than just your high level athlete?
from where I was after the accident into where I am now, I'm doing really good. Like this feels everyday life is 90-95%. It's just that last bit of being 100% and performing at the top level in the Cup Series is what I still know that I'm not obtaining.
And one last thing is, every athlete wants to be able to go out on their own terms in their own ways. You may still get that opportunity, but not maybe exactly the way you envisioned it. How does an athlete come to grips with that, the struggles? And I know your voice kind of choked up a little bit when you were talking, just reading the statement. And what has it been like to go through that and kind of not have control in one sense with when you go out on your own terms?
Yeah, I'm at peace where things are. I was close to the end of my contract and that full drive for a championship run. I was real close to that anyhow. And so it just happened a little sooner. But to race part-time and to enjoy things with a little less pressure, I think that will help fulfill things and close that door. But to pursue a championship and to run 36 race weekends, week in, week out, it was getting tough for my body to go through it no matter what. And so this just changed the course just a little bit. But I'm happy with where things are, and my family with the race team, with Monster, with Toyota, there's gonna be plenty of things to do to keep that passion alive and to write the final chapter.
Thank you.
Jeff?
You talked about the final chapter. How do you view the rest of the chapters of your career? I mean, obviously, you know, you had up and down early, became a respected competitor. How do you view the whole arc of your?
I mean, it's been fun, right? There was, you know, the young kid that was a blue-collar kid out of Vegas that made it to the bigs, and when I got there, I wasn't quite prepared for the big stardom and the corporate side of it and the professional side of it. It was kind of a learn as you go. I don't regret anything. I don't look back on anything that was right, wrong, or indifferent. It was a fun journey with Roush Racing and with Penske, racing with Finch and with Barney, with SHR, and you know, with Ganassi, and now with 2311. Each of the race teams that I've been with, what's unique is that there's been a champion that I've raced alongside, or one was developing. So with my time with Chastain, he's going to be a winner. He's going to be something special in this sport. Larson was a teammate of mine at Ganassi. We've got Tyler Reddick coming in. We have Bubba here. You know, when I look back on things, Keselowski was a champion when we were just a year after I left Penske. And then me and Kenseth were together as kind of the two brats early in my career. So all the teams, all the drivers, all the sponsors, it's been fun. But I think the biggest thing that I always wanted to give fans was I'm going to show up to race hard and to race smart and to be somebody that they could root for and count on for a top 10 finish every week.
Holly? We have to talk loud, I think my audio.
We've got you guys fine, so.
All right.
Great.
All right, sorry about that. Kind of along those lines, have you let yourself really get into the thought of reflecting over your entire career and you know, really looking at it in that big scope and kind of along those lines, have you even gone so far as to say, okay, this is a race on my target I want to try and do next year? Have you thought about, you know, what that part-time schedule might actually look like?
The emotional side of all this and talking with former drivers and former crew chiefs, I called all my crew chiefs and started to reflect on the different trophies and the different moments we've had. And it's been a nice journey of going through the full yearbook. I mean, just like talking with Tony Gibson, the Harley J. Earl trophies at my house, in my office, and it had a new meaning after all this. So, yes, it's been fun to reflect on it. And my passion is what will continue to push me to find the other things that are still missing, whether it's a win at Darlington. I've never won at Darlington. That one's slipped through my fingers a bunch of times. Watkins Glen, that was a tough one to not race there this year, because that was a big one on my list, because I've never won up there. I finished second to Montoya. You know, like Michigan, this might sound weird, but I've won there with Chevy. I've won there with Dodge, I've won there with Ford. I wanted to win there with Toyota this year, and I didn't get that chance, and we had a really good car. And so there's just those little moments and little tracks of things that I want to accomplish still, but then it's like the bucket list items of going around the world and going with Monster and going with Toyota, whether it's Le Mans, whether it's Australia, racing in Asia. That's still my push, and that was going to be the goals once I was done with full-time Cup. Things are just happening a little sooner.
We got 3 more, and we're gonna be done. Jenna, you're right here, then Jenna, and then Ron.
Zach Sterniolo with NASCAR.com. First off, a lot of people still believe you're as good as you've ever been behind the wheel of a race car. What more do you feel like you still have left for when you do get back into the car on this part-time basis?
Yeah, that's still an unknown for me, because this has all just happened as quick as it has. And to be a mentor with Bubba, I mean, the kid's great. And the strides that he's made since my accident, his average finish is up in the top 5 since my accident. And the way he's carried himself and this team, we're going to the next level. And Tyler Reddick is a 2-time Xfinity champion that's coming in. And that's the quality of effort that I'm going to continue to push for as well. And it's a matter of just seeing what the schedule looks like. You know, I reached out to Fox Sports. I'm going to talk with them this weekend. There could be things in the TV booth. There's things with the race team. Again, sponsorship with the other guy. I mean, there's so much that's out there. I've really yet to zero in on the different possibilities.
And then Ty Gibbs continuing to fill in. What have you seen from him this year?
We've found a diamond in the rough. I mean, we've seen Tyler on track before, but now to really jump into some of the telemetry, to see him on the road courses and the way that he's just attacking all the time, those are the things that we want as a top driver with our team. And again, just the PhDs that I have in all the areas, whether it's the marketing side, the engineering side, the aero side. I was looking at our car scan from tech inspection this morning. There's plenty of things for me to jump into.
Jenna?
Jennifer, I've looked around the room to see if your dad or anyone was in here. How important was it for you to make this announcement here at Las Vegas?
Mainly the timing and the respect of what the track has given me over the years. You know, this was Richie Klein's vision. Bruton Smith took it to the next level, and the SMI family with Chris Powell and Jeff Motley, everyone's embraced me. And it felt right to do it here, the timing. But I honestly asked, you know, my family, sponsors, and others to, I'll see you at dinner. This isn't, you know, the end. It's just a step in my future direction. And so, yeah, it is emotional to not run for a championship, but there's still more races to be raced.
Ron, final question here.
Hey, Kurt, given all you've accomplished in the sport, all the great victories you've had, when you hear people like in the broadcast booth saying, you know, say what you will about Kurt Busch, but every team he's gone to, he's made better. You know, it seems like when it comes to legacy, that would be pretty special. When you hear stuff like that, what do you think about?
It's flattering, and again, I'm so appreciative of all the teams that have embraced me and my tenacity, the cockiness that I had early on, and then it turned into confidence. And yeah, it was, you know, a maturation process. Like, I was very raw when I first started out, and I have a lot of thanks to give to Jack Roush and that whole program. But each owner, it seemed like I adopted a lot of their personality, and each one has been ones that built me up to who I am today. And so they've helped me just like I've helped them. It's a two-way street. And when you see things in the race car, you want to apply it. And sometimes the driver wants it done yesterday. And then now sitting on the pit box last week, I was watching the cars, and I was like, oh, I think Christopher Bell's got something different going on, and it was confirmed in the team meeting. And so those are the things that I'll do as I continue in this role. But I just always gave my best. I was just always searching for the checkered flag, and I'm glad that each of the teams that I've been with, I left it in a better spot than what I showed up with.
Thanks, everybody, and thank you very much, Kurt.
Thank you, guys.
he thought about driving no budget cars anymore.